Good evening and welcome to the Town of Redington Shores Board of Commissioners special meeting. Today is Monday, February 1st, 2021, 6 p.m. We're doing this meeting hybrid in person only by commission and attendees by Zoom. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mayor, you please call roll. Commissioner Blackburn. Present. Commissioner Neal.
Here.
Commissioner Brieske.
Present.
Vice Mayor Robinson.
Here.
Mayor Anderson. Here. Attorney Danforth.
Here.
Attorney Rubenstein. Here. Okay. We will hear this evening to discuss the discussion and action regarding the conduct of a commissioner at the January 19, 2021 commission meeting and an opportunity for response.
May I, Mayor?
Yes, ma'am.
At the commission, I just want to set the stage here correctly. The commission at its January 27th special meeting, a number of matters were discussed regarding Commissioner Neal's comments at the January 13th commission meeting. The allegations and the topics discussed, I believe, fall in three areas. One, Commissioner Neal's comments, which violated Ordinance 1222 prohibiting electioneering. Two, Commissioner Neal's comments regarding Mayor Henderson and personnel actions, which were untrue. And three, Commissioner Neal's comments regarding an ethical complaint against him, which were misleading and also untrue. At the conclusion of the January 27th meeting, it was moved and adopted that the commission would hold this special meeting to hear from Commissioner Neal regarding these allegations before the commission would consider any action, if any.
Did you say ethics complaint against him that were not true or against her that were not true? I think we have both. I didn't understand what you said.
My comment was regarding his comments regarding an ethics complaint against him, which were misleading.
Okay.
And in addition, you're adding an ethics complaint against the mayor, which were untrue. With that, I think I'd like to hear from Commissioner Neal.
Okay, I'm gonna make this short. Good evening to all who are present and all listening electronically. I sat here last Wednesday evening listening to this commission try to take a vote to punish me over a statement I made in the January 19th meeting. The commission then figured out that it needed to give me due process and voted to give me 3 business days to prepare a defense. I believe my constitutional rights and the rights of my constituents in District 2 are being violated by not giving me more time to prepare a defense. In the past 2.5 years, I've been blindsided with personal attacks on myself, my business, and even my wife. As demonstrated during last week's meeting, I believe the commission has made up its mind amongst themselves. I asked the commission to embrace the fundamental basic right of due process and give me a minimum of 30 days in order to prepare my defense. I want to understand that the decision of 3 Redington Shores residents, 2 of them elected and 1 of them appointed, will have a big impact on our town. Also, I want all to know I did nothing wrong, yet I sit here being treated as if I did. That's all I have to say. If you want to vote, we can make this quick.
Probably need to go ahead and say that I filed something in a clerk's office that I will not be going on accusing myself of that.
So you have declared a conflict of interest in voting tonight, and you filed the form with the clerk.
I recuse myself and I'll follow that.
If you feel like you have a conflict, you need, in
I'm going to-
voting tonight, you need to announce that you have a conflict and that you have or will be filing the form with the town
I
clerk.
think I have, what, 7 days or something filed. I'm recusing myself from this because it's against me, so I'm recusing and filing.
Well, as I said at the meeting last Wednesday, it's our opinion that both of you are certainly within your rights to abstain and to declare a conflict and not vote.
I filed the form for the last meeting already.
And Commissioner Neal, I guess at this time, and I understand you made your statement and may not desire to say anything else, but I just want to make sure that if you wish to rebut the charges that the other commissioners have stated, or if you wish to add anything or add any factual basis as far as what transpired at the January 19th, I think it was, meeting, this is your opportunity.
Well, I have not had ample time, that's why I asked for an extension. I have not had ample time to secure, or come up with my defense. I was allotted 72 hours, 3 working days.
Okay, so Commissioner Neal has requested 30 days as a continuance, I guess, on the meeting tonight. So it's up to the commission to decide whether you wish to do that.
Yeah, before we go any further, I guess, Attorney Denhart, I'd like to understand, again, I'm not trying to in any way, shape, or form step on anybody's constitutional rights, although there might be some references to what transpired on the 19th of January that might be considered stepping on constitutional rights of others. But is there a time frame set in either by state law or anywhere else where there hasn't been enough time given the circumstances here?
I don't.
Or has any precedence been set?
You know, this came up to us tonight when Commissioner Neal made his statement. This was, I don't think there's been any written motion to continue the proceedings or any request for that. This is the first that I've heard of that. Reasonable or due process requires notice and an opportunity to be heard. And that's why I suggested at your meeting last Wednesday that the meeting be tabled and in fact rescheduled. It would be my opinion that under the circumstances, 5 days is sufficient to prepare a statement, to secure an attorney, to make any opportunity to be heard. So that's how that, I really can't answer anything further for you.
All right, thank you.
The facts are the facts. It shouldn't take you 30 days to come up with them. I think this is stalling to get closer to the election. No facts presented whatsoever.
Well, you've had a request by Commissioner Neal that the proceedings be continued for 30 days. So if any of you wish to do that, certainly it'd be appropriate to have a motion to continue the proceedings for 30 days. If you don't wish to do that, or if there's not a motion and the motion doesn't pass and the proceedings, whatever you do, would go forward tonight.
There's no motion. I'm not making a motion.
No, I believe with regard to the allegations, Commissioner Neal came to that meeting prepared with a prepared statement. I would assume that if he had ample evidence to suggest that what he was saying is true, he could have brought that then, or he could have brought it this evening. So I think that the violation with regard to electioneering is very straightforward, as are the other points which we raised.
The motion time?
Certainly, if you wish.
I make a motion that we suspend Commissioner Neal for the duration of his term as Commissioner of District 2. Without pay, as you said before.
I'm sorry, I was starting to say something.
Oh.
I would suggest that if there is any motion to do anything, that you include in your motion or state the factual basis for the motion.
Oh.
Or for the action that you're proposing.
Vice Mayor Robinson, I think you have I don't have my paperwork from before in front of me.
So, so you're looking to amend your motion to include these items? Is that it?
Okay, so I make a motion that because of the premeditated electioneering and malfeasance that we experienced on January 19th, that we suspend Commissioner Neal without pay for the duration of his term as Commissioner of District 2.
Of course. I'll second it for discussion.
There you have a motion and a second.
So, your motion is to suspend Commissioner Neal for the duration of his time in office without pay for electioneering that occurred at our meeting on January 19th. How about, does that include the other
I think
allegations as well?
I think I need to amend it to say the malfeasance, the malicious statements against his opponent in the race, and his misrepresentation of the truth regarding the ethics complaints against him, and the misrepresentations of the truth regarding the ethics complaint against the mayor, his opponent in the mayor's race. Is that inclusive enough? I don't have my notes with me from before. What am I missing?
No, so if I understand it correctly, it is
Electioneering,
Commissioner Neal's violation of ordinance 12-22
Mhm.
For electioneering.
Mhm.
Commissioners Neal's comments regarding Mayor Henderson and personnel actions.
Correct.
Mayor Henderson and an alleged ethics violation and misrepresentation of an ethics violation involving himself.
Trying to think if there's anything else on there.
Okay, if that's your motion, I'll renew my.
I'm listening, I'm just trying, is that your motion?
I feel like I'm forgetting something. I just don't have the,
Maybe, Mary, can you read back what is going into the record, maybe?
what I read.
Understand the question.
No, I'm saying
Very
you're
well.
taking notes, and I guess that you have, I guess, between both commissioners here, what we're voting on. I'd like to make sure that the record reflects that, and we have it.
You mean what they're saying?
Yes, exactly, what the voters, what the motion has been.
Commissioner Blackburn made a motion to suspend Commissioner Neal for the duration of his term as District 2 Commissioner without pay. Vice Mayor Robinson seconded it for discussion. Commissioner Blackburn added for the premeditated electioneering and the malfeasance on January 19th. Commissioner Vice Mayor Robinson spoke about if it was a motion for the duration of term without pay for the remainder of the term, and commented if it was regarding 1222 violation, and also regarding Mayor Henderson and personnel action. That was not true. The ethics complaint brought up about Mayor Henderson, that was not true, and his ethics complaint on whether it was over or not. that's kind of all on the table.
Okay. You know, and as far as the point that was made about pay, I did some research offline from the Florida Institute of Government, because I think there was some discussion at our last meeting as to whether this would incorporate pay or no pay as part of the suspension. And according to the Florida Municipal Officials Manual, which again, I said was prepared by the Florida Institute of Government under section 7-3 on a suspension and removal, paragraph B at the bottom, it states suspended board members shall not perform any official acts, duties or functions, or receive pay allowance, or be entitled to any emoluments or privileges of the office during suspension. So if you may, I'd like to add that particular piece and reference it to the document I'm referring to. Just so we make sure that there's somehow not a misinterpretation that he could be suspended with or without pay. If I read this correctly, and I guess I asked both attorneys here present to confirm what I've read is what we can vote on, and in no way, shape, or form does it in any way violate anything that's been written in the statute.
You have a motion on the floor and you seconded it, and I'm not sure the part that you just read was included. The motion, I believe, said without pay.
Correct.
As to what that means, I feel that y'all should be a little more specific on it. But you do have a motion on the floor and a second at this time, so. there
Yes,
could
I
be a
would like to
motion- could
pass
be a
this
motion to
document
amend.
down to Attorney Denhart so he can read what I just
I
read
think,
and show the reference and cite in the manual.
Krajewski is just making sure that it's in the record, read into the record.
Exactly. That's
we're
right. So
doing
it's-
this the
in
right
effect, I
way
would
in
call
terms
it
of-
somewhat amended to your motion. That's
Thank
all.
you. Thanks. He's just clarifying what the motion I made last week.
Right.
That was incorrect.
Thank you.
I couldn't do it that way if I wanted, is what you're saying.
All right, Jen. I just want to make sure
Okay.
we're doing everything by the book.
Thank you. So this is,
I'd like for the record to be said that Attorney Denhart and I guess Lauren also, if they want to view it, but I want to make sure that this is what I brought forward is accurate and in some way, again, going back to my statement that I made a week or so ago, that I was concerned about making sure we had merits to what we were doing. And there was obviously a discussion about whether we should have an outside attorney or not, and the commission voted not to do that. So I'm just making sure, I wanted to go back and make sure again that we got it all covered. The i's dotted and the t's crossed.
That would appear to be correct in that a suspension would not entitle to any of the paid benefits, emoluments, or privileges during the suspension.
All right, thank you, Attorney Denhart.
If I may, stemming from the last meeting and not, well, doesn't really matter whether I realized it or not, but the insurance is already paid for the month of February for all commissioners. So you're saying without pay and without benefit, but that is already paid for February. I realize this is February
That's fine.
1st.
That's fine. I'm not gonna.
Okay,
I'm not
that's-
gonna quibble over that. I'm not gonna.
that's appropriate, that's standard.
So, before we vote, I'd like to add, one comment.
Mike,
In,
can you speak?
okay, I'd like to add something. I am not at all happy with this whole matter and having this potential action in front of us. I would have felt much better this evening if Commissioner Neal would have come in and simply apologized for the actions that he took. That did not happen, and that's unfortunate.
I'd also like to make a statement too. I'm going to take off my mask here. I'm not happy either with the actions of Commissioner Neal on January 19th. I'm also very disappointed. And also, I would like to say that the reason we're here is not because of anybody else's action on this dais. It has to do with the actions demonstrated and performed by Commissioner Neal on the January 19th meeting, period, end of discussion, as far as I'm concerned.
I already said my piece. It didn't take me 30 days to do my research.
Call the roll. I worked over the weekend too, to do my research.
Is there any further discussion? Mary, you want to bring the motion
Yeah.
back to us, just for record first?
Okay, so the motion by Commissioner Blackburn was to suspend Commissioner Neal for the duration of his term as Commissioner of District 2 without pay for the premeditated electioneering and the malfeasance on January 19th, including violating section 12-22 of the code, including comments regarding Mayor Henderson and personnel action, including comments on an alleged ethics complaint against Mayor Henderson, and including his ethics complaint and where it was at.
And I think you should add into that also the part about pay, right?
I did say that.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that part. I would quite honestly
And
like,
that was a seconded by Vice Mayor Robinson. Actually, the second came up for discussion, and then discussion went on and was talked about, including in the motion, the section 1222 and the comments I made in that comment. So
I think that needs a clarification, because I think what I said, and I think what Commissioner Blackburn said was the untrue statements about the mayor and untrue statements about the ethics
The
complaints.
ethics complaint.
true.
Yeah, the untrue statements, the misrepresentations of facts regarding personnel, regarding the ethics complaint against the mayor, regarding the ethics complaint against Commissioner Neal.
And Commissioner Blackburn, other than those things that were just stated, the motion that the clerk read, was that your motion?
Got to read it again for me, sorry. Does anybody have a copy of what I handed out last week?
yes, I do.
Ooh.
Hold on a minute.
Let me have that.
I got it here somewhere. I just got to find it.
Thanks, Bill.
Okay.
Yeah, I need that. He's got it. I know, I'm watching.
Okay,
Okay.
you got it, Jim? Thank you. Sorry. it's quicker than
Okay,
me.
you go ahead and vote on it.
The motion has to be right, Jeff. Let's see.
I'm just trying to make sure that there's no confusion on what motion is on the
Exactly.
floor, what motion's been seconded. Also, I was confused. I thought that you seconded it for discussion.
No, actually, it was
Okay,
Vice Mayor Robinson. I had a comment regarding
okay.
the discussion after the second.
Okay. Thanks so much.
But Attorney Denmark, why Commissioner Blackburn is looking. Yes, Commissioner Blackburn made the motion and Vice Mayor Robinson seconded for discussion. And the discussion involved the code section 1222 and the untrue statements of the 3 items I had listed.
Okay.
So unless that might be an amendment, I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, I think,
Well, that's up to the commission, whether y'all wish any amendment, whether you wish to just restate the motion, whether you wish to withdraw the motion, start again, whatever.
Mary, can you read it back to me? I think everything's in there.
Okay, you made a motion to suspend Commissioner Neal for the duration of. his term.
Without pay.
You said that.
Okay, oh, okay. For the duration of his,
Term as Commissioner of District 2 without pay.
okay,
Then Vice Mayor seconded for discussion. During discussion, you added for premeditated electioneering and malfeasance on January 19. And during the discussion, came about the code section violation of 12-22 and the 3 untrue statements. So I think what Attorney Denhart stated, you might want to withdraw your motions and start all over it or clarify.
Well, either that, or else if you ask to amend your motion and if that has a concurrence of the second. But I just want to make sure that if you all vote, that you all know exactly what you're voting on.
so,
The amendment then would be to add premeditated electioneering and malfeasance on January 19th. And the violation of code section 12-22. And the 3 untrue statements regarding Mayor Henderson and personnel action, Mayor Henderson and her elected ethics violation, and the untrue statements of Commissioner Neal's election ethics violation.
I don't think there was, there were so many things he said that weren't true. About the personal political gain to the mayor.
I mean, she can vote on it, let's get on that here. You can leave or-
Jeff, you're concerned about your constitutional rights, and so are we. We want to make sure it's right.
I believe it, whatever. I'm good.
We got to make sure it's right. Does that sound right as amended?
Call the question.
Huh?
I think, call the question.
Y'all have a nice evening.
Good night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Rick. Yeah.
All right,
I think we have a motion on the floor,
so the motion
I'm-
is,
and I've heard the motion 3 or 4 times. I'm ready to vote.
I'm tired of it.
You have a motion and a second, but you might want to amend it, including.
You have a motion on the floor and it was seconded, and then you had a lot of discussion, but officially a lot of the discussion.
It was
items
not
have
amended.
Been added to the motion.
Oh, okay.
By
with-
an amendment, and so. it
I withdraw
seems
my
like-
motion. Vice Mayor Robinson, if you want to put forth a new motion with all of this in it, you need to look at this.
Vice Mayor Robinson should have brought his second.
I'll withdraw my second.
Okay.
And I will make a motion that we suspend Commissioner Neal without pay for the duration of his term of Commissioner for the 2nd District for malfeasance and violation of ordinance 1222, which prohibits electioneering. For Commissioner's comments, Neal's, which were misleading or untrue regarding Mayor Henderson and personnel actions.
Mhm.
For misleading and untrue statements made by Commissioner Neal regarding ethics complaints against himself and Mayor Henderson. These violations occurring at our January 19th commission meeting.
I second that motion.
Motion and second.
Motion and a second. Yep.
Great, great. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Blackburn.
And before, well, before you vote, the record of this meeting, I think, needs to reflect that Commissioner Neal exited the meeting about 3 or 4 minutes ago.
Okay. It is, well, 6:30 right now. That's awesome.
That clock is right, I think, over here, the digital one.
Commissioner Blackburn,
Yes,
Commissioner Neal, no, sorry, Commissioner Fryerson,
Yes,
Vice Mayor Robinson.
Yes.
All right. Good evening, everyone.
And Mayor Henderson abstaining due to a conflict.
Meeting is adjourned.
right, thank you.
and if you want, Jim.
There. hold on. It's yours, yeah.
I'm not going to throw them out, it's already going to keep them.